Hey everyone, welcome back to my family room, and let's see, is this actually going to go live? There we go. Alright, we're just going to do a little audio check quick. Alright, I think we're good. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Ryan. I run E-Bike Escape. If you're not familiar with my YouTube channel, and when I unbox bikes or receive bikes that I'm going to review, I just like to do some live streams because I have to put it together anyway, and I get a lot of questions about electric bikes, so this is a good opportunity for me, or for you I should say, to ask me any questions you might have about this bike, or really any electric bike, or my videos, or whatever you want to talk about, and I will assemble the bike. If you are watching this after the fact or even live, and you are looking to purchase this bike, I will put a link in the description. You can use my link for, I believe, $100 off, and I also receive a small commission for that, so thanks in advance. I will also have a link to our electric bike accessories list, our top e-bike brands page, and finally our electric bike discounts code page. Purchases made through links on those pages also help support me. And yes, with that we have the Magicycle. So this is a very new brand. They reached out to me and wanted me to do a review. I'm not super familiar. Obviously it hasn't been unboxed yet, but I'll put up the specs on my screen so I can try to answer any questions. It's actually been a little while since I looked at this in depth, but I thought it was kind of a compelling offering, especially at the price point. I'm just going to look on their website to verify. Right now it's $15.99, and I know they're running a deal for a while where it was $13.99, which is almost like too good to be true pricing, I feel like, for the specs on this fat tire electric bike. And the biggest things I will say, 52 volt battery, 750 watt motor. Those are pretty much the main specs. 86 newton meters of torque is what they list, and it's a 15 amp hour battery, so you're getting a lot of capacity. And yeah, so if you have any questions about anything, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them. And you can see we have some nice decor going on here. That's courtesy of my wife. So thanks for joining me. Let's start opening up this box. Looks to be in very good condition, I would say. Magicycle, no TV screen on this one. Ride free, ride fun. And I believe this is actually the high step model. We'll take a closer peek here in just a second. So I will ask my wife to help me with this very heavy bike, getting it out of here. All right, do you want me to lift on that side, or?
No, this is a good spot right here.
Okay.
Ready? There we go. Here's the stuck in the box. Lift up.
Slide that out of the way.
Whoops. Hope that wasn't important.
All right. Let's see. Maybe it'll lay on the kickstand. Nope, it won't. Okay, so I'll straighten out these
There is a thing back down there.
handlebars. Yeah. Maybe it'll sit nicely like that.
Also,
Ooh, a branded box. Let's make sure you can see.
oh, there is this one.
Oh yeah. That might come in handy. Have a nice little. If you want to adjust that down, that would be.
Yep.
That would be perfect. So if you're just joining me, thanks for checking out this live unboxing of the Magicycle. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let's see. Maybe let's go through the branded Magicycle box first. Let's see what they have in here.
Looks like a helmet box.
It's not a helmet. Whew, look at these goodies.
Are those knee pads?
No,
Oh.
the hat. You don't need knee pads when riding an e-bike, but you might need a Magicycle hat.
Oh, that's fun.
So it comes with a hat. Maybe I'll put this on here. It's like a very lightweight type material. There we go.
Is the seat foam or gel?
Ooh, is that comment coming through?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Just saw that. Ray Entertainment. Is the seat foam or gel? Oh gosh. I'm gonna say foam. That's what it feels like. It feels pretty stiff, but wide. Yeah, I don't know how comfortable it feels pretty firm. We'll see. I'll touch on that when I do my full review. Thanks for that question. All right, let's see what else you got. Lots of goodies in here. This must come with all of their models. You get a top 2 bag, which is always handy. We actually put top 2 bags on a number of our electric bikes, and this one says Sunrim Moon. Actually feels pretty decent. It's got almost like a hard casing to it. And then what you do is you put this on the top tube. Maybe if I have time, I'll demonstrate it. And yeah, you can put your phone in there in case it's raining. This one has like a little pocket in there, and yeah, that's kind of handy. Always nice addition. All right, let's see. Oh, you get a cable lock, Magicycle branded. I will say, unless you live in an area where theft is very not prevalent at all, I personally would not use this. Maybe use it to lock something else up, but not an expensive e-bike. But hey, the thoughts there. Let's see what else we got here. Magicycle owner's manual. See if there's anything special in here. Oh my, what is this? Special selected. Just baked. What is this? I'm not sure what this is. Are these stickers or something? Oh wow. Here we go. I have a note. It is not handwritten. To the proud new owner of Magicycle, great news! Your exciting new e-bike has arrived. We are happy to announce you are now part of the Magicycle community. Your adventure starts here. We would like to thank you for your trust and patience. We're always looking for ways to deliver the best possible experience to our people who use our service and would really like to hear from you about your experience with Magicycle. Best wishes, Magicycle. Interesting little note there. Haven't seen that before. Little Magicycle advertisement talks about the gift list, which we'll talk about. They called that a front pannier bag, but it's actually a top 2 bag. And then the owner's manual with all the information. Good deal. We'll take a closer look at that. All right, what else do we have? Oh, a bicycle alarm. That's interesting. Again, something that I'm not familiar with any company including. This looks like it mounts to maybe your like one of the maybe your seat tube or something. So that's cool. I will definitely talk about that in the review when I do it. Let's see what else we have here. We have a front headlight. This one looks pretty familiar. If you're familiar with rad power bikes, this one looks, if not identical, it looks very similar. Got the halo ring on the outside and then a more focused beam in there as well. All right, what else do we have in here? Well-go pedals, very standard on electric bikes. In this price range, Magicycle charger. It's actually branded too, which, you know, usually you get like a generic charger and it says whatever manufacturer it is on it. So it says Magicycle, which is kind of handy when you have a lot of electric bikes like we do. I mean, the chargers actually get a bit overwhelming, so we like to label them. And then finally you have a toolkit. And Allen keys, wrenches, great. We'll definitely need some of that. All right, let's see. I have my side snips here, and we'll start putting together this electric bike. Again, if you're just joining me, feel free to let me know if you have any questions in the chat window. I'm going to take off this front tire quick. And keeping an eye out for that front skewer. Should be around here somewhere. Always recommend using something like this to take all your zip ties off. Just going to make it a lot easier. So this is the high step model. They also sell step through, which is kind of like a mid-step-ish, I would say, but definitely more accessible than the high step model. Looks like we got some bottle cage bosses there. I think the biggest thing on this bike, it might be the most affordable 52 volt bike that I'm aware of. And I think that's kind of, they're really trying to you know, hit the value pricing, given they're a newer company. Comes with a front rack, front and rear fenders, front and rear light. Looks like these are almost like straps to put like a bag on. So that's kind of cool that they include that. That'll come in handy, I'm sure. Kickstand mounted towards the rear here. Motor cable running here on the left side. Mechanical disc brakes. And I'm not sure if I see a brand on there. I don't think so. We got the Magicycle ebike.com there. Some branding here on that battery that actually looks, you know, although it's not integrated into the frame, they have kind of this casing almost, it looks like, around the bike. It makes it actually look pretty slick. It says 52 volt high energy there near the battery. There's that 750 watt motor, which I will certainly be putting to the test. Let's see a few more comments. I'll check those in just a second. And I actually have a lot of electric bikes that I'm going to be reviewing in October. I got a few more that I still have to get out. The Electric XP review. Getting there on that one, I just shared the review of the full review of the Rad Rover 6 Plus, another fat tire bike. Got that done. We just got back from a little trip to South Dakota where we did some really fun riding off-road. They have a nice bike path there. That was a lot of fun. This is kind of interesting. On this side, they don't have a derailleur guard, but they have this plastic piece that goes on the bolt to kind of prevent any damage, I guess, to the derailleur. Shimano Altus derailleur on here, a very common component. So that's actually kind of nice. The derailleur guards, in my experience, actually very commonly get bent into the derailleur, and sometimes that'll cause some shifting issues. at these comments here. Hi John, thanks for joining me. The kickstand won't come into play until the front tire is on. Yep. Let's see here, get these handlebars off. I am still keeping an eye out for that quick release skewer. Should be here somewhere. Sometimes it's zip tied to the tire. We got plastic fenders, which nothing wrong with plastic fenders. I've actually been noticing on some bikes, e-bikes with metal fenders, that they actually can create some vibrations with the rear hub motors. So maybe that's one benefit of the plastic fenders over some metal ones, though metal, sometimes they look a little bit nicer. Alright, so no quick release skewer there. Let's check around the handlebars, and it actually might already be attached down here. Yep, I just didn't see it. Let's see what else. So yeah, there's tons of new brands, it feels like. So many fat tire electric bikes out there. All around kind of similar price points. I mean, of course you can spend a lot more, but there's a lot in this, what I'll say, $1,400 to $2,000 range, which of course is great for consumers, although sometimes it can be difficult to decide which bike might be best for you. Alright. Try not to let these handlebars hang too much. Yep. Alright. I think I'm going to leave the handlebars, and we'll get that front wheel on so I can get the kickstand on. And I should note at this point that I am not a bike mechanic, so this is not a tutorial. It's just simply to put together the bike, have you ask questions. Usually after I'm done with these, there's more tweaking when I take the bike for a ride. And it's just kind of fun to interact with my audience a little bit, talk e-bikes. Lots of zip ties here. The bike doesn't look like it took any damage from what I can tell. So they put the quick release skewer on this pad down here, and so usually there's some protection. I'll show you this plastic piece in a second here. So you can lift this out. Okay. Take the quick release out. They got a badge on the front, and they have mounting points here at the front of the head tube as well. I would assume for a front rack. I didn't look on their website to see if they have one, but I'm assuming they do. Gotta love these fat tires. $180mm discs up here. Usually you see 180 or 160, so obviously the bigger discs, that's a nice bonus, but it'd be hard to tell a difference unless you're really on those brakes a lot. But alright, let's see if we can get this front wheel on quick. I should have tried to leave the handlebars on there. This is always a little bit tricky because obviously these bikes are heavy. I could put it in a stand, but I got some Magicycle branding too on the front fork here. And you can see the top tube kind of has a little swoop to it, so they're trying to make it at least somewhat accessible, more accessible. We'll talk about geometry and sizing in my full review. I'll have my wife sit on this bike and give a shorter person's perspective. All right, we can put that up. And I almost forgot the most important thing. Enjoy a beer while I put this bike together. Sharon asks, is it better than the Himalaya? How about warranty? Good question. I've followed Himalaya for quite some time. I'm pretty familiar with how their bikes perform, and I think they are, if not the fastest, very close to it bike for your money, if that's what you're into, trying to get top speed and those sort of things. They kind of blow a lot of other fat tires out of the water, and that's why people like them. But I think there's also something to be said about a fat tire bike that's more accessible, doesn't quite have as much power, because a lot of people don't need that power. And of course, it just depends on the type of rider you are. And so I obviously don't know, compared this bike versus the Hemingway, which one's would perform better. But I will say that this probably competes pretty well with that bike. And as you mentioned, warranty, support, those are things that are very important to consider, especially when you're working with a new electric bike company. It's hard for me to comment on because I don't know. That's great to check out Facebook groups, especially if they're like a third party, or like someone else is running, like an owner's group that's not actually run by the company, because some of those companies that run their own Facebook groups can delete comments, which obviously is kind of unfortunate and sad. So you want to definitely see if people are having issues with the bikes, do a little bit extra research, and see if you can hear from real owners. My only communication with them was they wanted to send me a bike. They responded very fast to me, but obviously they want me to review this bike. So not sure about warranty. I can do a search, and obviously they can say whatever they want, but people just haven't had this bike long enough. They say on their website 2-year warranty and a 15-day free trial. Now, whether anyone has actually tested that out, the free trial, for sure not the warranty, I wouldn't think, unless someone ordered this really soon, because it is a very new electric bike. And Maria sends a little YouTube play button, so thanks. All right, so got the front tire on. That's a plus. I'm gonna probably use I really like these mini ratchets. This one's from Topeak, but there's also one from Pro Bike Tool that I really like. And actually, I might tilt the camera up just slightly. We'll try this. We'll get these handlebars on. So yeah, if you're just joining us, hope everyone's having a great Sunday, great evening to put together a bike. And I've got another one in my kitchen. That's the Nacto Ox that I'll be putting together. Another one arriving tomorrow, and a couple more possibly on the way. Just kind of waiting for shipment confirmations, and it'll be a busy October with bike reviews. I'm also headed to Sea Otter, which I'm really excited about. Huge bike expo. 50,000 people, I think, is what they say on their website. 500 exhibitors, and that's in Monterey, California. And so I'm excited to go meet with some electric bike companies there. There's obviously the traditional names, like Diamondback and like in electric bikes that are sold at, you know, retail or traditional bike shops, not necessarily the direct to consumers, although there are some there, like Aventon's going to be there, Super 73 is going to be there, Gazelle, which does like high-end electric bikes, and then like Canyon, like again higher end electric bikes. So I'm excited to see how it goes, and hopefully do some videos on that. Got a few, kind of got my list going of who I want to meet with and speak to, and possibly try to do some filming. So we'll just see. I've never been to Seattle, so it'll be exciting to check it out. All right, let's get these handlebars on here. We'll make sure. Looks like pretty simple here. Can probably take the zip tie off if I can find my snips. Let's see there they are. So cable routing, you know, nothing special, but you know, a lot of companies don't do a whole lot on that. There are some, I don't know, like coil type cable management going on up here in the front. And so it looks okay. They got them, you know, coming down into one bunch at least, so it looks fairly clean, but you can always make it look cleaner. Branded screen here, Magicycle. They have these reflectors installed. I've seen them come with some bikes, but your front and rear lights rather are going to be you know, much more powerful. So get this on here. Might have to tilt the. Overall, the bike, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. I like it's kind of a bluish black color, I guess. I'll have to maybe take a closer look at it in better lighting. Got kind of these swept back bars, which I'll have to adjust a little bit, but they'll put you in a more upright position, if you will, than you just like straight bars or something. Let's get this stem installed. Sometimes this is a bit tricky just with the like the LCD and all the cables in the way. I'm just trying to get it started here. Don't want to cross thread this. Let's actually see. And this one has that reflector that's a little bit in the way as well. So if you are watching this live, I'd love to hear if you already own an electric bike, or are you shopping for one, or you just follow the channel. I'd be curious if you've heard of this brand. Again, they are pretty new, I would say. And there is just not a lot of room to work in here. Kind of got to tilt the screen up, but then it gets more in the way of these screws. Let's try this again. One started. I will definitely be taking these reflectors off. They are not very necessary. And these handlebars really have almost a very, I would almost say a significant rise to them. I don't know if that shows up as much on camera, but almost like higher than, for instance, like the Rad Rover handlebars, which are a similar shape, but just not as a pronounced rise, I guess. Which I'm sure a lot of people, especially taller people, will appreciate. So this is pretty standard, I would say, for what you have to assemble on an electric bike when you receive it. Put the handlebars on, put that front wheel on, fenders if they come with it. It's always nice when the rear rack comes with the bike because it's kind of a pain. If the bike comes with fenders, that they already come installed, because sometimes you have to remove the wheel. So that's nice. Let's see if we can. So I actually have the seat in its lowest position. So I would say this is actually a pretty high step. I don't have a whole lot of room, and I'm 6 feet tall. So if you're on the shorter side and you're looking at this bike, you definitely want to consider getting the step through, I guess is what they would call it. Those handlebars look pretty good there. Seven-speed Shimano shifter over here on the right. It's the index shifter, common on affordable electric bikes. It's sufficient. I've actually had to replace them before. They're cheap and not too bad to adjust. Had to adjust them before. Alrighty. Almost got this tight. We can move on to other things. Looks like lockout on the front suspension. And that's one reason this ratchet wrench is very convenient, especially when assembling bikes, because it just makes, we'd be here all night if I was putting this together with the hex keys that the bike came with. Alright. Check out this suspension. Alright. There we go. Handlebars are on. Let's see. Alright, Sharon, is the wiring better? My broken. I fixed my mind. Wiring come loose. It broken down. I call Hemingway. They're very rude. Give me a hard time. So I sold mine. That looks like a nice e-bike. I'm not sure, Sharon, is regarding specifics to your wiring, because I'm not 100% familiar with the Hemingway. But sounds like your wiring came loose. Hard to say if this would be significantly different. Yeah, I guess maybe you want to share some more details about the wiring issue. But I mean, this looks pretty standard for an affordable electric bike. And to be honest, I've not had too many issues with wiring generally with any company. Sometimes you have to unplug and re-plug something back in, but all the cables come here. They're integrated into the frame here. We got a little rubber gasket that needs to be pushed in here. But yeah, I mean, it comes in one bunch here, and then you have the brake line coming in. So I would say, I mean, if you're looking for a company with a lot of support, I mean, I can't speak to Magicycle, I'm not sure exactly which way you pronounce it, but you know, there's like for instance, Hemingway's support, as far as I'm aware, is I think is China based, So perhaps there might be a little bit of a language barrier, whereas, for instance, a company like Rad Power Bikes has, people in Seattle helping folks out. So, perhaps there's a price difference between those electric bikes, but something to think about. Hope that helps you. Ray, I have the step through coming this month. I have a Sonder Thin, and I just sold my Juice Scorpion. Also have a 20-inch folding fat tire. Awesome. Very cool. I'm curious why you decided to sell the Juiced Scorpion, if you want to share, and maybe what brand of your 20-inch folding fat tire bike. But yeah, I mean, it looks on, just taking a quick look at the bike, it looks like it's pretty decent. Okay, I think we can get the pedals on quick. I do have to say, I really like the look of the bike with that battery. Like, it's a giant battery. Should give a ton of range. 52 volt, 15 amp hour. I'm not sure. Maybe someone wants to post what the math is on the capacity of that for watt hours. All right, pedals marked left and right. Left is going to thread in the opposite direction, so turn left to tighten. It looks like the bike does have this kind of external cadence sensor. It's not the disc one, but it's kind of like mounted here. You can see we have the controller here, which is a bit of an interesting design. So the cables run down here, at least for the battery and stuff going to the controller, and they kind of split here. So some of them go to the controller, and then some of them obviously go to the motor, the brakes, and then it looks like the derailleur, the shifter cable also goes down there. So it's kind of an interesting design. I mean, would this be better elsewhere? Look-wise, of course, but a lot of companies, I think, will put it like kind of behind you on the seat tube, obviously with this frame. That's not an option. Get that pedal nice and tight. I usually grease them up. Just a single walled chainring over here on the right side. I usually like to see a double walled. Just helps protect the chain a little bit. I do like that it comes with the rear rack. That is just handy. We find that we actually use our racks quite a bit, hauling stuff, pannier bags, our son, and this rack looks pretty beefy. I might actually try putting the our Thule Up Maxi seat on this. I'm not sure what the weight limit is. It says I think it's 25 kilograms, so that should be, I don't know, 50 pounds or something around there. The motor is branded Magicycle as well. You got the keyhole over here. I'll try to take off the battery. Some buttons right here for the battery. Looks like it's actually full. Okay. All right, pedals are on. Let's see, what else do we have? Ray says the Scorpion was heavy and very hard to pedal on a dead battery. I can completely understand that. Those bikes that are moped style are not really conducive to pedaling, unfortunately. And I can imagine when it's dead, that was quite the task to pedal. They just don't put you in a position where pedaling is comfortable. I mean, I know some people pedal them, but it's just not something you necessarily want to do for long periods of time. I was just looking at the website here, looking at some of the pictures of the bike. I want to make sure. I think the fender attaches on the front of the fork is usually how they work. We'll take a look here. I also have the light here. Okay, so let's go like this. These are Kenda tires, reflective sidewall. Nothing, might have to go the other way. No, lots of clearance there. So I think that's how it's going to go. Because you wouldn't want, or maybe it is behind. I'm not actually sure. I'm going to take a quick look at their pictures and see if you can see where the fender is mounted. I can imagine it would say it in the instructions. Let's see. Pedals, front wheel, front fender. Install the front fender. The mounting screws pass through the headlight bracket and the front fender bracket, and use an Allen key to fix the screws of the front fender and the front fender bracket. See, maybe it does go on the front, I guess. Some of these pictures don't. I don't know, it looks like maybe in the pictures it does, that front fender. See if I can zoom in on one of these. Save me some trouble after the fact. I think the fender goes on the back end. I think that makes it look makes a little bit more sense the way it looks too. Alright, so we need a little tool bag. So we'll install the front light at the same time. I'll be curious too, like Magicycle, how they kind of develop their business, if they move on from fat tire bikes, and or if they're just going to sell, value priced fat tire electric bike, or because I feel like the market's a bit crowded at this point. So many fat tire electric bikes on the market, but they are quite fun. I have spent a lot of time in recent weeks on the Rad Rover 6 Plus. If you've seen any of my videos on that, that was a lot of fun. Taking it up some super steep hills. Alright, got the headlight bracket. I mean, the fender attachments here even attach kind of directly to the frame with these little, metal cutout pieces, which is actually kind of nice because sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge for those ones that wrap around the front fork. Go ahead and tighten this up. Oops. Try that again. It's a little tricky with both the fender and the light, trying to get this nut on. Let's try that. Kind of a tight space to No, I think I got it. Spin that light around. And then get the fender installed. They have the, it looks like the light cables like kind of nicely just right here. Attach that. Alright. I think that's tight enough. Get these fenders attached. I always like when fenders are easy to attach like this, because sometimes with those fenders that are, so close to the tire, you can have clearance issues and rubbing, and it's hard to distinguish where the noise is coming from. These went on pretty easy. And then I think I'll take the battery off and show you guys what that looks like. Again, if you have any other questions about anything related to e-bikes, let me know. I talked about my electric bike accessories list, and it's a very popular list that people look at when they purchase an electric bike. Some things they might want to consider buying. Although it's nice, like this bike comes with a top tube bag, and let's see, make sure I get this. Alright, that's good. Straighten it out a little bit. Connect that wire. Maybe go on this side, I guess. Guess it could go under. Trying to think what makes the most sense here. I think there's maybe less. Well, maybe go here for now. So nice that it comes with front and rear lights. Probably want to put a zip tie or something on that. Check the comments here. Let's see. All right. And I know someone was asking about the seat. I will share something just quickly, because I think it's kind of a goofy looking seat, but there's a lot of people that swear by it. This is the YLG seat on Amazon. They sent me this so I could check it out. It looks absolutely ridiculous. maybe the biggest seat that you can buy. But I'm gonna not judge it until I get to try it. So we'll do a video on this. I don't know, probably not somewhat soon, but we're gonna put it on a bike, see what we think. And I know a lot of people purchase it, so kind of a fun accessory. All right, let's see. What should we do next? I think we got everything installed. Let's maybe just turn the bike on. So on the left here, you have a bell. Always nice. I believe this would be the power button here, this middle button. Actually, it looks like it might be the top button here. There we go, Magicycle branded, nice bright LCD. Looks nice. Color display. Shows 53% battery. 7 modes of pedal assist. Has a watt meter, it looks like. And let's see, max speed, average speed, time, trip, odometer. Very nice. And let's see, maybe we can figure out how to turn on the lights. Holding the plus button turns on the lights. Fairly bright there. Got the rear light on as well. This is, looks like just a 1 LED light. See if it goes brighter when you, it does go slightly brighter when you turn it on. And I think if I turn the lights off, the brake light still illuminates when you hit the brakes, even with the lights off. Like I said, sturdy, nice sturdy rack there. And let's see, these brakes, yeah, unbranded, from what I can tell. You can look on their website and see if they have anything else. Charger ports right here. Looks like a USB charger underneath the display here. Let's go ahead and maybe try to get this back in quick. The charger cover is a bit tricky, I guess, to get back in perfectly. We'll try that later. Alright, let's turn the bike off. Let's take the battery out. So this is Rienshin pack. So Rienshin is a third party that makes battery packs. And this is one I think that I have not seen before. So I don't know if it's a new offering from Rienshin. But I mean, this thing is pretty massive. There you go, got that connector back in. So let's see, turn the key here, turn it to the right. Oh, and it slides off on the side. That's how they're able to fit it in this tight space, because obviously if you had to lift it kind of up here, that would be really tricky. So it goes to the side like that. Show this pack, it's huge. 52 volt, 15 amp hour, 780 watt hours. That's a massive, massive battery on this thing. So you're going to get lots of range. So that's really cool. Very nice. Like that. You can see this huge space there where the battery goes. Not very protected here. You know, if you're trailering this, you definitely want to like cover up these connectors. So yeah, it's cool to see a new kind of battery pack design that, you know, from afar looks like it's, you know, integrated into the frame, which I guess it is somewhat, but the shape of it kind of makes it look a lot sleeker than some of the other battery packs. So I like that quite a bit. So that looks really nice. All right, I think we're getting close to wrapping this up. If you have any other questions, you can let me know in the chat window. Happy to answer them. But yeah, this is the Magicycle high set model. Current price is $15.99, scheduled to ship in October. 18-inch frame size, max range 60 miles, which might not be too much of an exaggeration. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to call out. I like the LCD. Saying there's an LED light switch. I don't know if I saw that. turn the bike on. Yeah, I don't think there's actually another switch underneath here. Let's see, what else is there here? Mechanical disc brakes, bike bell. It has a right-hand twist grip throttle. I have not mentioned that yet. The charger. They say 3 to 5 hour fast charge. So again, it looks like the output on this is this 3 amp charger. So that is slightly faster than the 2 amp chargers. So that's kind of a nice thing, especially when you have a big battery pack like that. I talked about the lights, the Kenda tires, and the seat. Yeah, it's a little different seat than they show online. The one online shows that it has a handle, whereas this one doesn't have a handle. Payload capacity 275 pounds, weight 75 pounds. That's pretty standard for fat tire electric bikes. So the brakes they say are Nut Aries mechanical disc brakes. So, and 14 to 28th tooth on the rear freewheel. And I think that's pretty much it. Royando Haynes just got his today. Nice. Have you had a chance to ride it yet? Put it together. See, what was I gonna look at up here? Oh yeah, these brake levers have a little grip on them, but I personally don't see any branding on these. There's the motor going. It does show the watts. So yeah, very cool looking electric bike. I'm excited to test it out. We'll see what it can do. Royando also says it's an amazing bike, so there's someone who has purchased this and they like it. All right, cool. If there's not any other questions, I think that's all I have. Thanks for joining me in this live stream. Again, there will be a link in the description if you want to get $100 off this electric bike. Also help support me if you use my link, so I appreciate that. There will also be a link to our electric bike accessories list, our top e-bike brands page, and our electric bike discounts code page, where actually I also have the $100 off. That's actually live on the website now. So yeah, more coming soon on this bike, and yeah, we'll see what this 52 volt battery can do. It's actually my first, I think, 52 volt battery that I've tested out. So excited to hear more. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next one. More content coming soon on many electric bikes, so be sure to subscribe if you're interested.